Okay, in this video we'll try and show you how we do this bump ring. So just reading the PDF file that was sent through, I've just created a little bit of geometry. So I assume that this is going to be cut on a rotary axis mounted along the x-axis, which would make that the a-axis. So I've produced just that one part, which is the 16mm pitch from one to the next, and I've made my datum position the center there, and that's just produced an open contour. So that's just produced the contour. So when we go into machining, which I have done already, then this is the profile and that's the datum point. So the datum point, I assume that the front of the disc is going to be XY0. So what we do then is we just do a go round command for each one of those teeth. Unfortunately, there isn't a command which is rotate around an axis as there is with the step and repeat. Here you can repeat at X or Y and so on, but there isn't the facility to go around the A or the B axis. So it doesn't matter too much, it's just a little bit of a slog, that's all, because what you've got to do is you've got to produce a contour command for each one of the iterations around, and then introduce an indexing command so that it's indexing all the way around. So I'm assuming that this is cut one feature, index 6 degrees, cut the next feature, index 6 degrees, and so on. If I've got that totally wrong and you need to interpolate the whole thing, then you need to let me know. In some ways actually that's easier, because all you do is you take this shape here in the CAD and then you produce 60 of them all in a row, and then produce a single contour and then switch on the rotary axis. But looking at the drawing, it looks like they've got flat bottoms, so it's machine once, index, machine again, and index. So all we do is the go round command. The work surface is set to the radius of the bar. The depth of the contour is how deep you want to go, and then the standard things here, if you want to set an approach and run off, you can do. So this is just standard contouring. The next command is a rotary table, so you tell it which direction you want to go, and this is parallel to the X or Y axis. In our case it's the X axis. So what I did then is I've done a few of them here, and I just cut and pasted them. So I chose two options like that, and then just right click and copy, and then right click and then paste a number of times, and then just change the angle each time. Now on one of them I also notice that the depth of the contour needs to be changed, so I'm not sure which one I did it on, but on one of these I changed the depth, yeah, to here. So if you've got a single position where you need to machine it deeper, then it's obviously just a question of getting the right one. So that just produces a simple go round command. I've chosen a 10mm tool, whatever size tool you're using that's just the standard tools that you're using. So if we looked at that like that, then that's being machined. Okay, so from this position here up to there is the radius of the bar. Okay, so then when you go into the simulation, you're using the rotary A-axis machine. So when we're doing that, we need to set up the stock. So I'm going to define the sizes, and it's a bar, so you give it the outside diameter of whatever size. I made it slightly bigger. The length is just the sort of the thickness here, it doesn't really matter, but the face is just a few millimeters away, just so that you can see the cutter going into the material. But this is, don't forget, this is just for simulation, this is not for actual cutting. So when you come to simulate it, Right, so that's the disc that we've got here. So XY0 is the front of the bar, and that's the height of where the contour is going to be cut. So if we animate that so it machines the first feature, let's speed that up slightly. Cuts around the contour, so that's the slightly deeper one. The graphics will enhance when it's finished cutting, and I'll get rid of all those jaggy edges. So it cuts around each contour, goes around to the map, to the start, and so on. So you can see how it's going to do that. So I assume that that's how you want it to do, and you just got to make your CAM program do the other 60. So there'll be no going to the pub tonight, you'll be doing that instead, I guess. Right, so that's it. If I've got it completely wrong, let me know, but I think that's how you want to do it. Now, one thing to bear in mind when you're doing this, and I'll go back to here, is that the rotary table, this is set up so that it's simulating it correctly using a standard rotary table. What you'll need to do is you'll need to check how your rotary table actually works and in which direction you want it to cut. Some rotary tables can only cut in a single direction, but that's something that you probably already know about. Okay, so I think that's it. So let me know if you need anything else.